guess that's how we walked for so long without getting tired. I just thought I was in really good shape.
That's the least of our problems, Ned.
Why did I pay for a whole year of Peloton? I should have put that money towards more books about the afterlife.
How could anyone have predicted this? You see a so-called psychic every week, but she never mentioned your imminent death.
Oh, shoot, that's right. Oh, of course. I forgot to bring Sharon's clarifying incense with me. Oh, it could have protected us.
Not this again. I told you to stop carrying that around.
I stopped for a week, but I was getting really anxious, so I started putting a small bag in my jacket pocket every day.
Unbelievable.
God, I forgot my lucky rock, too.
Ned, this is serious. Worrying about magic rocks or some fancy powder isn't going to help us right now.
Why not? We're ghosts, Mulligan. Who knows what else is possible? Sharon
doesn't know what she's talking about. We're investigating someone called the Incense Killer. What if your powder gets confused with crime scene evidence?
It won't. The serial killer shouldn't get to stop people from using incense. It's important to so many cultures. And besides, Sharon's clarifying incense is way different from generic Mako powder.
And another thing, Sharon wasn't exactly forthcoming when we questioned her after the first victim. Are you sure she's trustworthy?
Mulligan, you agree that we barely had any cause to suspect Sharon. She agreed to talk to us as a favor to me as her client, but she could have just as reasonably refused. You just don't like her because she's a psychic.
Apparently.
You know, maybe we should go talk to her. She might be able to help.
Can Sharon get us out of this mess?
No, but at least she's someone we could talk to. Look, I know you think she's faking it, but Sharon talks to spirits and ghosts all the time. Don't you think it's worth a try, at least?
I guess. Fine. That could be a good lead to follow. We've hardly got anything else to go on.
See, you complain about my supernatural expertise, but I'm presenting my best ideas, promise. Man, I really thought we were just displaced spirits, but ghosts?
It wasn't a bad theory. I was hoping we were spirits too, but unfortunately, it doesn't beat seeing our dead bodies with our own eyes. I never thought I'd say this, but is there anything Sharon told you before that might be useful? When your mom passed, did she say what happened there?
Well, at the time, I thought my mom might be haunting my apartment, so I reached out to Sharon to check it out. But she came by and said that my mom's ghost had passed on already. Apparently, they usually leave pretty quickly.
So, assuming that anything Sharon says is true, why are we still here then?
People have a few different ideas. Sometimes ghosts can be vengeful, or too mournful to pass on. But it really all boils down to the most popular theory. Ghosts stay connected to the living world if they have unfinished business.
That would make the most sense.
What do you think our unfinished business is?
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
Solving
saying goodbye to our loved
the mystery of how
ones.
we died.
Excuse me?
The circumstances around our deaths are very unclear. We don't remember the hours surrounding it, and based on the conditions of our bodies, we certainly didn't die in a car accident. Although we'll have to wait for the autopsy report to confirm that.
We just died. And your biggest regret is that you didn't know how it happened? Don't answer that, actually. I know what the answer is.
Let's go over what we know again. We left town at approximately 9:30 p.m., and we were still several miles away from our destination when we blacked out. We can compare that timeline with the autopsy results to calculate a more accurate time of death.
Wait. Slow down. Mulligan, are you sure about this? I know this ghost stuff is a lot. We don't have to get right back to mystery solving.
Believe me, this situation isn't settling well with me. But what else can I do but accept it? Besides, we still look and feel like ourselves. It's not so different from being alive.
That's true. Oh, that's what makes you such a good detective. You're always looking at things from different angles. We're still us, just with the added bonus of being able to phase through walls.
An extremely unpleasant experience, I'd say.
Kinda sucks that we can't talk to anyone else. But, on the other hand, since people can't see us, we can spy on the police to get access to files. Instead of filling out stacks of paperwork or asking Oliver to pull strings, this could actually work out to our advantage.
Unfortunately, if we can only observe, we're still at the mercy of police bureaucracy.
Ugh, you're right. We'd only learn things as fast as they do. Our bones would rot away before anything useful happens.
And the only way we'll get to see the autopsy results is by being there right when they run the report.
Are we just gonna have to camp out in the medical examiner's office?
I know it's not the most efficient or enjoyable strategy, but there are two of us. I could stay here while you go back to the police station, shadow them for any useful information.
I don't know. I feel like splitting up isn't the best idea right now. We have no way to contact each other. Unless there's some kind of ghost telepathy we don't know about.
Could there be?
I don't know. Can you tell what I'm thinking right now?
You are regretting buying so much Fun Dip.
I have no regrets about Fun Dip.
What were you actually thinking?
That I'll never be able to pet a dog again.
That is a tragedy.
Anyway, I'm pretty confident we don't have ghost telepathy.
Let's go back inside then. We'll just have to follow the medical examiner around for a bit.
Glad to be stuck in this pre-afterlife with you, Mulligan. You're always so practical and reassuring.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to walk me through everything.
Hey!
Of course.
Oliver's here.
And I'm happy to answer any other questions you have.
Can I see them now?
Right this way. Will any other next of kin be joining us?
No. Ned's father won't be able to come to Sagebrook until the memorial, and Mulligan doesn't have many close relatives.
Oh man. My dad's making the trip? I haven't talked to him in so long.
Maybe we can see him when he gets here, so you can say goodbye.
That'd be nice. This must be so hard for Oliver, too. Should we go inside with him? Maybe he'll feel comforted by our presence, at least.
Sure. I also want to hear what the ME has to say.
Oh, guys.
Can you confirm that this is Kate Mulligan and Edward Kelly? Officer Thompson?
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's Mulligan and Ned, all right.
If you could just sign here.
Right.
We've submitted the necessary lab tests, and so far I've noted some head trauma and potential internal bleeding. I'll begin the forensic autopsy after we wrap up here.
Forensic autopsy. Right. Thank you. I know autopsies usually aren't performed for car accidents, but Chief and I both wanted one to be sure.
Of course, particularly due to the nature of their work. I'm sure it'll bring you some peace of mind as well.
Let me give you my business...
Oliver looks like he's seen better days.
Let me give you my business card.
Oh.
Mulligan, I think Oliver just looked at us.
What? That's not possible. And why are you whispering?
He looked up when you talked just now, then immediately looked away.
I got it around here somewhere, I swear. Please, give me a call as soon as you get the results back. Did I leave it in my shoe?
You look a bit pale. Are you alright? It must be a lot having to handle your friend's case.
I'm not officially on the case, but I'm in charge of reaching out to family and stuff.
I see.
He was probably looking at something behind us.
No, I'm positive. Watch.
Oh, here it is.
Hey, Oliver!
Oh.
Yoo-hoo!
What are you doing? Stop jumping!
Thank you. You're a great friend, Officer Thompson.
Hey, Oliver! Check out these
Yes.
sick dance moves!
I'm sure that they would appreciate everything you're doing for them.
Yes. Thank you for saying that.
Jazzy!
If you
Oliver,
ever
look, I'm in
need
the
someone
walls.
to talk to...
I'm sorry, I'm fine. Where's the restroom?
Oh, down the hall and to your left.
Thank you.
After him!
Ugh. Poor guy.
Why are we following him? Let him do his business in peace.
He just ran right past the bathroom.
Okay, that is strange.
Oliver! Come on, man. We just want to talk.
Stop yelling, he can't hear you.
He definitely can hear me, and if I go and yell in his ear, he can't ignore it.
Oh my god! Do not do that.
Hi.
He can see us. You can see us?
Yeah. But I... Get over here.
What is going on? We're still ghosts, right? How can you see us?
I've always been able to see ghosts. Or at least, like, 2 or 3 in the past. But if people see me talking to the air, they're going to think I'm crazy. So, Ned, I don't appreciate you distracting me with dance moves when I'm trying to figure out how you guys died. You're welcome, by the way. I'm so happy to see you guys.
Aw. Oliver, we're happy to see you too. I'm sorry I was so annoying in there. I just got really excited.
What happened last night?
I wish we knew. The last thing we remember is driving around 10 p.m. A truck came towards us on the road and almost hit us. I don't know if it did or not, but next thing we knew, we woke up on the side of the road. No car in sight.
We didn't even realize we were, dead until we got to the police station and Chief told everyone what happened.
I should have expected that. Ghosts usually don't remember how they died. But I thought maybe since there's 2 of you, and you seem much more coherent than ghosts I've encountered in the past, you might know more.
How long have you been able to...
Ever since I was 10, when my grandma passed away. My family rushed her to the hospital, but I stayed home. I woke up in the middle of the night and went downstairs for water. She was in the living room, looking at family photos, just like her old self again. We chatted for a little bit. She told me to be brave, and then she faded away. I didn't really understand what happened at the time. Thought it was a dream, until my parents told me she passed at the hospital. Then, in high school, my theater club classmate died in a bad accident on the way home. I found her ghost backstage the next morning. She was super confused, had no idea what had happened. I hadn't even heard about the accident yet, but I knew it must have been something bad. So I just sat with her until she was able to pass on. It didn't take too long. She had already faded a lot by that point.
Wow. So you can see ghosts, but only the people you knew personally?
I think so. Otherwise, I'd probably see them all the time, and that would be distressing.
And you said the ghosts don't show up in their place of death?
At least in my experience, yeah. Like my grandma didn't walk from the hospital all the way home. She just showed up there.
That would explain why we woke up on the side of the road. We must have gotten farther than that.
I'm glad I got to see you two again. It's nice to get a chance to say goodbye. Even if you two are somehow more annoying in death than you were in life.
Hold on, this isn't goodbye quite yet. We still need to figure out how we died.
Mulligan thinks that's our unfinished business.
I'm not sure that's how it works. I mean, believe me, the girl in high school had a lot of unfinished business. But she still left very quickly.
Oh. I guess the most popular theory doesn't have that much actual weight.
I mean, I could be wrong. You guys are still here. Maybe there's more factors to what constitutes as unfinished business than I know.
Fascinating. You should write a book on this, Oliver.
It wouldn't be very interesting. I really don't know that much.
You know more than us, at least. We have nothing else to go off of besides Ned's questionable books.
Well, If you want to investigate, I'm happy to help. The police think it's a pretty open and shut case, but now hearing your experience, there could be more to it. I'll take you guys to the crash site.
You're the best, Oliver.
Let me just wrap things up with the ME and we can go. Oh man, she's gonna think I'm constipated or something.
Wait for me by my car. Do not go anywhere.
Got it.
Copy that, Officer Thompson.
We'll be here.
You two good back there?
Stop. I'm concentrating.
Yeah. Can't fall out again.
Right. Sorry. We're almost there. The scene hasn't been fully closed, so there's still an officer on duty. I'm just gonna talk to him. Hey, the forensics team will arrive in an hour, but since I'm here, you can head back early.
Sure. Thanks, Oliver. Here's the attendance log. You doing okay?
Yeah, hanging in there.
Alright. See you later.
I'm gonna have to write an attendance report for this.
Thank you, Oliver.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Whew! Finally! I didn't realize how much energy it'd take just to focus on staying in the car.
Phasing through cars is worse than doors. Too much metal.
You guys can sense the difference between wood and metal?
Yeah, it's cool, right? It's almost like we can feel the atomic makeup of objects we come in contact with. It's kind of how sitting worked, too. You feel the atoms and you kind of hold on with your butt.
It's so interesting. Ghosts I've met have never really stuck around long enough for me to learn what they can do.
Ooh, what if you helped us write our biography, Oliver? Document everything new we learn.
I'm not sure it would still be considered a biography if it's written about our lives post-mortem.
Then it would be whatever's the antonym of biography. Necrography?
Is that a real thing? Necrography feels more like it'd be an account of someone's dead body. I don't think there's a word for this sort of thing.
We'll have to pioneer a term then.
While you two figure that out, I'm going to take a look at our car crash scene. Oliver, the car's down there?
Yeah, it drove off the road and crashed at the bottom of the hill. You'll see it once you start walking.
See you there.
Hey, how are you feeling about this whole thing?
All right, I guess. It's definitely not ideal, but there's no use in dwelling on what could have been.
It's okay if you're not fine, Ned.
Well, not much has changed. I just can't touch anything. But phasing through things is fun, and getting to listen in on conversations without people knowing you're there.
You're kind of excited about being a ghost, huh?
I'm learning so much. And I really think we have an advantage now when solving cases.
That's true. I can see the benefits. But if you ever want to talk, I'm here.
I appreciate that. I'd give you a hug if I could. But I'm fine, I promise.
Always optimistic, Ned.
I'm more worried about Mulligan. I know she doesn't like being a ghost as much as me, and I think she's just distracting herself with the case.
Yeah, but I also kind of understand. Some things aren't adding up.
You don't think it was a car accident?
It's hard to say until we get the autopsy report. I just have a bad feeling about all this. The whole reason you two were out here last night was because of me.
Oliver, you couldn't have known.
I should have at least found a way to come along as backup. Or told you guys to wait till morning when conditions were clearer. The police already processed most of the scene. We could have made do.
Yeah, but we're stubborn, and we always want to look at everything ourselves.
Right.
So don't worry about it. You probably couldn't have stopped us anyway.
Yeah. Right. Thanks. That's reassuring.
Hey, get over here.
Whoa, you drove into a tree?
That's what it looks like.
Does this jog any memories?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, this is a few miles from where we encountered that truck, so we can rule that out at least.
How do you know?
I remember we had just passed Rosie's diner.
That's helpful. Good memory, Ned. So here's what Chief told me. The station received a call at 5:30 a.m. that a crashed car was spotted at this location.
Who called in?
They asked to remain anonymous.
Continue.
The area was very slick and muddy when they arrived, but they did find tire tracks leading from the road and all the way down the hill. Ned was in the driver's seat, and Mulligan was on the passenger side.
Hang on, Mulligan would never let me drive her car.
He's the worst driver, especially in the rain.
That's true.
Clearly.
And another thing, the airbags didn't deploy.
Ouch. Glad I don't remember that.
Could they have been defective?
I suppose that's possible.
Yeah, but didn't you just buy this car? That sucks.
Unless... Hang on, let me look this up.
See, Mulligan, he has service because he doesn't have Verizon.
He also charges his phone.
Okay, we should confirm with a mechanic, but newer cars have electromechanical airbag systems that require power to deploy. But if the car had been off for a while...
They wouldn't have been triggered.
Oh man, so the engine was off?
That's a strong possibility. And if that's the case, how could you have driven off the road yourselves?
Let's walk back up to the top of the hill.
Whew, this is steep.
The rain likely washed away any footsteps that could have been left behind. But if someone, say, pushed our car down, there'd be deeper divots in the mud around where the tire tracks are.
Over here.
Just like those.
I see what you mean. It's hard to tell with the water, but maybe if I use my hand to measure. The front of the divot is deeper than the back, which checks out. If someone were pushing something heavy, most of their weight would be in their toes. I'll make sure forensics documents this right away.
Let's go back to the car. There's some other things I want to check.
Oh man, I'm out of shape.
No! You should use my Peloton subscription. I paid for the whole year.
Wait, seriously? That's really nice of you to offer.
Yeah, why not? I'm not using it anymore. Please, take it off my ghostly hands.
Maybe. I don't know if Miss Mittens would like the noise.
Miss Mittens, can we visit? I want to see her again.
The cat won't even know you're there.
I mean, I was going to suggest that you come back to my place tonight. It's better to stick together, in case something happens.
You mean in case we fade away?
Do you blame me for being concerned?
Aw, Oliver, don't worry. We're not going anywhere.
I agree it would be good to stay together whenever possible, as long as we're not a bother.
No, of course not.
Oh good, my car's unlocked. Oliver, can you pop open the trunk?
Sure thing.
On the left, there's a side compartment. Can you check if there's anything inside?
Ooh, your secret gun spot.
Nothing.
Just as I thought. Thanks, Oliver. I have a theory. I believe that last night we arrived at Victim 6's crime scene as originally planned. I would have grabbed my handgun when we arrived. Something must have gone wrong there. Perhaps we were knocked out, which would be consistent with the head trauma that Emmy mentioned.
But would that have been enough to kill us?
Probably not. But anything could have happened after we passed out. The autopsy should help clear things up.
So this whole thing is staged then? Someone put in a lot of effort to bring our bodies in your car to this spot and make it look like we crashed.
Yes. And since it was raining and dark, it would have been much easier to do this without detection.
Why go into all that trouble if they knew the autopsy results would just throw the whole crime scene into question?
Maybe they didn't expect you in chief to request an autopsy at all. After all, it's not standard protocol.
Or maybe they were hoping to make the police run around in circles, following what seems to be the most obvious lead, only to realize too late that the scene was doctored again.
The incense killer.
I didn't want to jump to conclusions myself, but the chances that you ran into the killer last night are extremely high.
If we find any maca powder here, it'll confirm our suspicions.
It'd have to be inside the car, right? Anything else would have washed away in the rain.
We're lucky none of the car windows shattered.
Wait, that reddish-brown powder between the crevices of the passenger seat.
Oh, wow. Good eye. Totally glazed over it since it kind of blends in with the, bloodstains.
A little bit fell under the seat, too.
Reddish-brown powder. Something similar was found at Victim 6's crime scene, too. Did that forensics report come through yet?
I didn't have a chance to check this morning, given, This stuff smells weird. Like, it smells like cherry cough syrup, but also bacon?
Wait, really? Are you sure?
I wish I was joking. This is going to stay in my sinuses for a while.
That's Cherry Bacon Blast!
The what now?
One of Sharon's clarifying incenses? Not my personal favorite, I give you. I prefer Raspberry Limeade Fizz.
Okay, so the serial killer switched from regular Mako powder to Cherry Bacon Blast powder.
Maybe he wanted something with a bit more flair.
I'll have the team collect some samples for testing. See if it matches the other one.
Either way, it's given us our first real clue for finding this person. He slipped up.
How so?
Sharon only sells her clarifying incense to her regular customers, the ones she knows the best and sees the most often, like me.
So that means...
You're kidding me.
We have to pay Sharon a visit.
Ghost Inspectors was written and directed by Victoria Chang. Produced by Victoria Chang and Gino Jang. Episode 2 featured the following performances.
Vanessa Benoit as Mulligan.
Matias Herrera as Ned.
Garret Michael as Oliver.
Hannah Schooner as medical examiner.
Additional voices by Jinyoung Jang. Original score by Robert Mai. Music assistance by Evan Tamani. Editing and sound design by Victoria Chang. Recording engineer Michael Keane. Associate producer Wayland Productions. For a full list of cast and crew, or if you want to follow us for updates on all our shows, you can find us on Tumblr and Instagram at Mouse Knight Studios. This production would not have been possible without the amazing support of all our Indiegogo backers. In this episode, we want to give a shout out to Elizabeth Chen, Chikaru, Alyssa Au, and Kiana Tripler. Thank you for listening to Ghost Inspectors, and until next time, check out these sick dance moves. That was not good.